All right, back with more. We're live tonight for the Showdown, and now the offseason begins, and it often means change, especially when you lose in the first round again. First, let me ask you guys this, and Mark, I'm going to direct this to you. Mike Tomlin gets a lot of pressure on a first-round ouster in the playoffs. I still like Mike as a coach, as I do Mike Sullivan. Do you think there's pressure on him from this new ownership group because it is another first-round ouster, and he is the head coach?
Nah, Mike Sullivan? Nah. I think he's pretty safe here. I think you have to be very cognizant of the fact now that they've lost 4 first-round series and they've only won 6 playoff games in 4 years now, I believe. That's a huge issue moving forward here, but I don't think you're looking at that Fenway group and saying Mike Sullivan's an issue right here. I think there's issues around him, starting with a lot of aging, overpriced superstars where do you want to make that decision? Do you want to be that team that gives it one more shot, or do you want to be that team that, blows it up, so to speak, and use that money to go find somebody?
I think Chris Letang created a problem for them because I think he might have had one of his best seasons, maybe his best season. He's going to go want to get paid, probably by the Canadiens.
Or many other teams. A lot of teams
I was going to say, there's going to be a bidding war for that guy. And then in Malkin's case, Bob, I don't know. I mean, I think he would want to come back, but it's like, don't insult me. I'll take a discount maybe, but don't insult me. But I think it's Sullivan and Crosby. And here's the thing. Do we all agree this team, more than any team in town, has been identified by like superstars? They play a certain way. They have a certain expectation. Since what? Before I was born. Yeah. They've had the best player, one of the 3 or 5 best players in the world at all times. I think it's going to Crosby will help them through this transitional period, but their DNA is we have the superstars and we pay them, and that's how we win.
But there is a new ownership group. One, I mean, I'm assuming Brian Burke is probably gone, right? I mean, I'm assuming they're going to move him out of there probably.
It's not their guys.
It wouldn't shock me if they move Ron Hextall out of there. I mean, I know he's done okay, but they're going to want their own people in there, and by extension, if you get rid of, or if you let Letang and Malkin go, I mean, I would say Mike Sullivan's clock.
Does Crosby want to stay in that situation?
Well,
like Crosby's viewed it as a co-partner.
Next question for you, Crosby. But I think he would. I think he would. But my point is, but to your point,
but if he felt ownership wasn't committed to him, and it's not Burkle and Mario's a figurehead because he is now at this point. Like seriously, we all take it as an article of faith that Sidney Crosby. Well, he's Pittsburgh through and through, and I do think he loves it here. But that doesn't mean that if the Fenway Sports Group comes in and says, hey, we're taking this, and this, and you're going to have to rebuild and be the centerpiece of that, he might not want it.
But I think they can make the case with all the money they're saving.
They can
go spend the money and get some younger guys in here and get a team. Because if you think about it, one interesting thing about this Eastern Conference playoffs, other than Tampa, we've seen a changing of the guard. I mean, Boston and the Penguins and the Capitals have really pretty much dominated the last, decade pretty much.
They're all
along with Tampa. And Tampa hung on because they played the one team that doesn't know how to win.
But here's the problem with that. Like you say, go and get younger guys. Like, so I would try to re-sign Brian Rust then of this unrestricted free agent group.
I'm going to give you a choice. Rust or Raquel, who do you take?
Rust, for sure.
Even though it's going to be in the 6.5.
Yes, because, well, if you want to get, and he's in his late 20s, but that's still fairly young, reasonably young. You hope he'll age well. But like Paul, you said, so okay, they're in the Eastern Conference now, and everybody else is getting young in Florida, Carolina, right? Tampa's still hanging on, but I would expect Florida, by the way, to give Tampa the kill shot this coming round. The Rangers are young. You know how most of those teams found their youth? They drafted it. What was Jim Rutherford allergic to using? First-round draft picks because he had to trade them.
I mean, he was trying to win.
This is what happens when you try to take every bite at the apple that you can. And they did a good job of it, don't get me wrong, but get ready for pain. If you remember the Rico Fata administration, the Dick Tarmstrom era, it's coming again. Just because Crosby's there doesn't mean they're not going to be kind of putrid around.
Well, I think, honestly, looking forward, they probably have a problem at goaltender. I don't know if their goalie's good enough. I mean, he was good enough in the regular season, but
I think I'm more sold on him now than I was last year. I mean, he had a all-star season, and he came back and put in a very tough situation today, and he played extremely well. I think if there was one place where you give him another shot,
I would give him another shot, but my point is I don't know. Like, if you're going to win with a superstar like Crosby and a bunch of younger guys, you need to have a Shesterkin or somebody like that.
And Murray, cheap, young goaltender who carried them to 2 cups or 1.5 cups if you give Fleury credit, and 17 for some of it. So,
but doesn't the Fenway group, by their history of the other teams they own, like the big-time players, like to spend the money? So why would that not apply here?
No, I think it will. And I think even if they do lose guys like Malkin and Letang, they'll spend it elsewhere. It's just a matter of who they bring in. Sometimes you don't know until you do it. We'll see, but it's going to be a very fascinating offseason, as it's been with the Pittsburgh Steelers. When we come back, we'll talk about, they're back to business here. We know their schedule. How does it all shake out? What do these guys see right now? It may change in September. We'll talk about it when we continue right here live on KDKA.